Hi everyone, it's good to see you again. I'm here to read excerpts from an Irish women's advocacy group known as the Countess. This group comprises of many people from different walks of life, all united together to campaign against self-ID in Ireland. Their name makes reference to a famous Irish revolutionary and feminist Countess Markievicz, who played a prominent role in the Irish War of Independence. In June of this year, the group was banned from attending the AGM of the National Women's Council of Ireland. This is on the basis that the National Women's Council of Ireland had a duty of care towards speakers and participants, and insinuated that the group were actively discriminating against trans people. Recently, the National Women's Council of Ireland have come under scrutiny for their tacit support of trans women and their silence towards self-ID. The Countess began a campaign called These Words Belong to Us, which consists of many women's testimonies of their lived experiences with womanhood. The excerpts that I'm about to read demonstrate that men and women have unique life experiences. No man fully understands what it feels like to be a woman, no matter how much he desperately tries to convince others by appropriating women's experiences and discussing his struggles with his non-existent menstrual cycle on Instagram with his impressionable followers. Likewise, women will never understand the lived experiences of men. I will never understand what it's like to have a penis and prostate cancers, and I'm extremely grateful not to have that first-hand knowledge. Undergoing life-altering surgery does not automatically change one's sex, nor who you are inside. If that was really the case, then none of the harrowing experiences that I'm about to read to you would have happened throughout history. These words are from a woman in her 60s. As a woman, I have faced many setbacks in my life, but my strength in facing them has come from my mother. I have two older sisters, but there is a third I have never met. My mother's third baby was a girl. She lived for 2 hours. She called her Anne. Mammy never got to grieve. Anne was buried in a communal grave. No funerals, no goodbyes. Women were expected to bury the pain. She had no choice in these days. She was expected to get back to work raising her family. Our words are important. They are our connection to memories, emotions, love, and loss. These words belong to us. The next excerpt is from a mother aged 86. When I got married at 25, I had to give up my job because of the marriage bar. You had no choice and everyone was made to step down. Looking back, it put women lower than men. This wasn't talked about at the time, and that was the big problem. It made women less worthy than men. I could not earn any money. Women couldn't own property or open their own bank account. Then when I had my first baby, the church expected me to come and get prayed over so that any sins that might be there because I had a baby and because I had sex would be cleaned away. This humiliating treatment was led by the church and sanctioned by the state. The third excerpt is from a mother aged 56. At my first scan, the nurse asked if I wanted to know the sex. I said yes, and she asked me what sex I thought that my baby was. I guessed a boy, and she told me I was right, and 9 times out of 10 mothers guessed correctly. How did I know? It was because my sweat smelled different. It had a male smell. Women who have been pregnant with sons have been found to have some cells with Y chromosomes years later. These are stem cells given by the fetus of the mother. Being a mother is a unique human experience. No one can identify in or out of this biological reality. Men cannot be pregnant. Men cannot be mothers. Men cannot breastfeed. These words belong to us. From Beth. Get on your knees and pray for forgiveness for your sins. My mother was told when heavily pregnant with me in Ireland's oldest mother and baby institution. Her sin was the sin of her female reproductive capability. It was her pregnancy that was punished, not her father. Society knew it was women, not people, who were punished for their sexual transgressions. The churches knew it was women, not people, who were made to pay the price for sin. Families knew it was women, not people, who were sent away for months or a whole lifetime in penance for their wrongdoing. The Irish state and culture knew which sex to stigmatise, who to find guilty of cardinal sin, who to incarcerate. Not just her physical confinement during 3 pregnancies, but a lifetime of confinement inside a prison of shame. Words matter. These are our words. Annette. My mother Maggie was sent to Tuam Mother and Baby Home. She had been raped in an industrial school, a place she had been sentenced to at age 11. Her baby died and is currently lying in the sewage pit in Tuam, along with 795 dead children. My mother never recovered from the trauma and the loss. Incarcerated, powerless and voiceless was her fate. Women's voices meant nothing. The state didn't incarcerate people. They incarcerated women and mothers. These words belong to us. The last excerpt is from Mary. I was born 28th of March 1968 and was certified and detained into in an industrial school. The Pembroke Elms on 19th of December 1969 by a judiciary court in Tralee. I am an intergenerational survivor, as both my parents were. My father was sent to St. Joseph's Industrial School in 1947 at age 12 when his mother died. My mother was in 2 Magdalen laundries in Limerick and Cork, Beesborough in 1957 at age 17 and in 1959 at age 19. She was incarcerated into mental asylums around Ireland from age 16, 5 in total until 2009. I am a mother of 2 and a sister. I have been diagnosed with severe PTSD since 2020. The women in Ireland have paid a high price. These words belong to us. These are our words. We are proud to be called by them. We own them. They are our birthright. We have been made to pay a high price for them. Generations before us were punished for them. Woman, girl, female, mother, these words belong to us. They do not belong to the state.